Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now when it comes down to Nitecore flashlights, I absolutely love them. I've been testing them for years now, getting my hands on many different models, but more specifically their EDC series. It started with the EDC25, went to the EDC33, the EDC35, which is really hard to beat. But today, the EDC25, the newest in the EDC lineup. Now, the EDC25 taking shape after the EDC27. I'm going to premise this entire video by saying, if you didn't see my original EDC27 video, well, unfortunately, I had a little bit of an issue and it melted my pocket, it melted the lens, and most specifically, in my opinion, because of the electronic lockout mechanism. I had the flashlight truly locked out, and unfortunately it unlocked itself in my pocket, and I started a little bit of a pocket fire. But I'm hoping that's not going to happen today, and I'm willing to give this form factor another shot. The people at Nitecore have been making adjustments, adapting to the design and refining on the original EDC27 design. So if things go the way I expect they will, the refinements and the revisions will be put into this model. But there's only one way to figure that out, and that's to get into it. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Nitecore who did provide this for review. And so as we get into this here with the EDC25, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that the slim form factor has the potential to be the superior flashlight, and especially when it comes to EDC. It is going to be equally powered, if not more. It is going to have a slim, low profile, plenty of functionality, and just a quality beam pattern for your typical EDC tasks. Now, again, the EDC25, we are now introducing 3000 lumens, their newest UHI LED, which is just a beautiful LED. That same flat form factor, but I'm just wondering, I'm like, will this perform? Look at, I'm taking it out of the package and it's already pressing the buttons. Let's be careful here. Your warranty card, your user's manual, the typical lanyard, which I love these lanyards, by the way. These lanyards are really cool. I'll bust this out of the package real quick, but the EDC series is coming with this really neat lanyard, which is almost dual purpose if you want. Has an excellent clip, that really cool braided design, kind of like a paracord lanyard, and then a simple loop. So you could use this for the flashlight or not, but either way, very functional. And then this little string, which is to basically thread the lanyard through the hole, and you can see as we get into this here, you do end up with a nice quality oversized clip on the EDC25, and it looks to be the exact same as what we had on the EDC27. The form factor, generally exactly the same, maybe just subtly refined in some areas, but for the most part, appearing just about the same. The body does look to have some minor refinements, and at the same time, similar patterns in terms of the grip and the knurling. The general size, I do have to say, literally looks to be about the same. You end up with your USB Type-C charging port on the side, and the lens itself on the front, again, seemingly very similar. Now, one thing that I see right away that I definitely like, if you look at the EDC27, that lens was slammed all the way to the front, meaning there was no relief between the edge of the housing and the lens itself, which meant that if this was going to touch something, the hot lens would absolutely 100% completely touch it. But here on the EDC25, they've now recessed it at least enough that there's some, distance between the edge of the housing and then the lens itself, I think that could make a big difference. In terms of the lens material, I can't really speak to that. The EDC25, that was absolutely plastic. I'm hoping here on the EDC25, that is glass. Again, I can't say, but the fact that they recessed that and the real quality clarity that I see makes me truly believe that is now glass. And if that's the case, there's no way that would melt. Now, the other place where we definitely have a difference, you can see that this ends up with battery indicator lights versus that LCD screen. And the LCD screen, even though that was cool, I personally don't need that. Clicking this on real quick, you can see that starts to give you an indication of your lumen output. And pressing between the different modes, you'll see, that's going to be your indicator there. 3000 lumens on turbo, 15 lumens, 200, 1000, and just back in that circle. Your run times and all that good stuff. But to me, that's not really all that important. I would prefer just to, have something that locks out well, gives me maybe a little indication. And you can see as we get into this, that is definitely locked out. So that's awesome. Whether I press the main mode button or the power button, either way, fully locked out. So the electronic lockout at this point is definitely doing its job. To get out of the lockout mode, we will short press and then long press until all of the lights light up. So here, short press, long press, leaning on it, all the lights coming on, and the light now is in the on position. You can see the output mode. So as we press the button here, I have full battery in the output mode. You can see ultra low, low, medium, and high. Pressing now to turbo on the turbo switch there. So that's your instant turbo. And again, ultra low, low, medium, and high. I really do like this simple LED design that is simple. Very easy to see. It's just clear. It's obvious. I don't need anything more than that. I don't care what the actual lumen output is. I don't care about the actual battery run times. I just need a general indication. So here, in my opinion, the EDC25 doing its job. Now you'll notice that I did a full press there. That full press all the way in on the main power button, power on, power off. This is going to have a memory mode. So you'll see here, we're going to put it in the low mode. Click the light off, click the light on. And in that case, it comes right back in that low mode. Turbo, when you release, back into that low mode. So I love that. I think it's simple and it does exactly what it needs to do. And again, to clarify, deep press turns the light off and on, and then a half press in between is going through those modes. Now, as we turn the light off, again, you do have instant access to the turbo. So you can see as we press that main button there, so your instant turbo, that's going to be sweet. And they are calling this the customizable button. With the light in the off position, you can now change the mode from turbo to strobe on the customizable button. What we're going to do is hold this down again with the light off. Hold this down and press the power button. And you can see, hold it down and press all the way in. And that's going to change it between turbo and strobe. And when you leave it in the strobe mode, well, now that customizable button does access strobe. And you can again click the light on, go between your different modes, ultra low, low, medium, high, hit that strobe, and when you release, it comes back into the mode that you were on. If you want to change it now again, turn the light off, hold down, and press, and you are now back into that turbo mode. So the customizable button is pretty cool. I do like that. Now, something else worth noting, this does have a proximity sensor that was introduced as the follow-up to the original EDC27. This original EDC27 that melted my pocket did not have that sensor. And you can see now, if I go to the turbo mode and lean in, that's not doing anything. But if I turn this to high, that's not even dimming it down. I don't understand. What's the purpose of the sensor? It's not doing anything. So I am going to read this word for word, just to make sure we understand this. So it says sensor protection function, built-in optical sensor, which should be right in the front, and you can see that between the two lenses. So this absolutely having a sensor. So this says sensor protection function. When there is an obstruction near the light outlet and the flashlight accidentally access high, turbo, or strobe, the flashlight brightness will automatically decrease to 500 lumens to prevent overheating and to prolong the lifespan of the flashlight. So let's try it. Turbo. Turning it on. Here's turbo. That did not dim down at all. Oh. Maybe it did. Now it did. But here, turbo, well, okay, so you're seeing, check this out. My hand right now is literally 3 feet above the surface of my desk. And at 3 feet, the sensor is dimming it down. So that's why I didn't think it was working. Because even 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, I'm reaching up 2 feet above my head, and that sensor is kicking off. That's crazy. I mean, at least it worked. But now, again, let's go to high. So if we turn on the light, this is the high mode. So high should be dimming down. It might already be dimmed down. Let's see. I can't tell. High mode's 1,000 lumens. And when I turn the light on, I mean, it's not doing anything. It may already be dimming down, or it's not working. I'm not really too sure. Let's now go to that strobe mode. So what happens with strobe? Strobe is on. I can't tell if that dimmed or not. I can't tell. So, in my opinion, it's really hard to say whether or not that sensor mode is functional or just kind of, I don't know, like, what does it really mean? If the thing is literally turning off at 8 feet from the subject, that makes turbo a little bit funny. Any light bouncing back, and this thing is going to dim down. I'm going to do it one more time. For the example, bouncing off the wall to my left, which is about 10 feet away, hitting the wall beside me, turbo, dimming down, 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 turbo. Oh, look it. It's doing it in the whole room. Like, no matter where I send this beam, And so when it comes down to this, I mean, all things considered, this is definitely a cool flashlight. I like it, but, now, I need to remember to get this into the lockout mode. So what do? Half press and then hold it down. No, I forget. It's been a while. Oop, I got it. I long pressed and held it down. And yeah, so now it's locked out. That's good, but now I need to, quickly, I want to, wait, what's that over there? If this is in my pocket, trust me, I have to lock this out so I don't melt my pockets. Press it down, hold it down, waiting, light comes on, It's in the low mode. Oh, now I get my turbo. Oh, threat goes away. I can turn off the light now. Turn it off. Long press. No, wait, that turned the light on. Press it. I forget how to even do this. Turn it off. Nope. Turn it off. Lean on it. Nope. Hold on. Half lock. When the light is on, half and then full press and hold the button. That's what I was doing. So half and then full. Oh, and now it finally went. So to me, it's just so clunky. That's why to me the EDC25 with the mechanical switch is so much better. So I'm sticking to my point and saying to the people at Nitecore, if you just got rid of the electronic switch and introduced a real simple, mechanical lockout somewhere on here, it would probably be real simple, just a little silver switch, click, 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 toggle it on, toggle it off, all this other like wonky trying to get the light to turn on stuff. Half press, long press. You can do it. Half press, long press. It's doing it. There we go. To me, it's just not intuitive. It's not quick. Some people like it. Personally, I don't. And they say when the half lockout, so again, press, hold it down. Nope. Press, hold it down. There we go. In half lockout, I can still, yep. So I still get the benefit of the turbo button is what it is. But yeah, so half lockout means the main button is locked out, but I can get on that turbo button and get the benefit of turbo, which is cool, but that can still melt your pocket for sure. And then full lockout, half press, long press, comes on, light is on, half press, long press, holding the button down, it blinked, and now it's blinking again. That is fully locked out, and at this point, none of the button works. So, anyway, I don't know. It's a cool light. I love the form factor. The beam quality is great. The LEDs in the front is simple. The buttons, I don't even mind them. All I really want is a mechanical lockout. Right here would be perfect. Right here would be perfect. Right here would be perfect. Anywhere on here would be perfect. Just give me the mechanical lockout. And the EDC25 or the 27 would be perfect. Just the electronic lockout, in my opinion, doesn't work. And so, all right, guys, there you have it. A look at the EDC25. A good flashlight. I want to love this thing. I like the beam. I like the overall spread between the modes. I love the instant access to turbo. I think the sensor is a little bit wonky. I think the electronic lockout sucks. The clip is great. The body's beautiful. The construction, fantastic. So I'm so conflicted here. I want to love this light, but I just can't. So I'm going to keep going with the more traditional style round flashlights, and in this case with the 35, having that mechanical lockout goes a long way. So again, to the people at Nitecore, thank you so much for providing this for review. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor. Take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.